Hello guys, welcome to another Aydan Does Anime. Now I haven't made a video for a while, but I've been meaning to make this video for a while. I started a review on MyAnimeList, but here we go. We're going to be reviewing the 2014-2015 what is it? Winter anime Isuca. So without further ado, here we go. Oh god. This was probably, without a doubt, the most hated anime of 2015. It has a 2.6 average out of 10. Everyone hated this. So, and I recently finished it because it's been on my to-watch list for a while, and I thought, why the hell not? I'll watch it. So I watched it, and I had no idea what everyone was saying about it. All I knew was it had 10 episodes, and yeah, that's all I really know. I went into it, and the story was not the most original, but they executed it well, and the characters were not the greatest characters, but there was times when the characters did stand out. There was other times where you couldn't bear the characters, and animation was typical of 2015. Nothing stood out, really. And then, finally, soundtrack was pretty average as well. So all around, this is an average anime. Nothing stood out. Now, a lot of people hated this anime beyond anything. They completely destroyed this anime, putting out all the shit points of it. But I don't find it that way. I enjoyed some episodes of this. It's kind of, I think I'm the only person in the world that enjoyed this. I don't call it a guilty pleasure because I didn't feel shit when I was watching it and laughed at myself for liking it. I just liked it more than other people did. And I don't know why, but I'm kind of confused as to see why I didn't hate this as much, but I just couldn't bring myself to hate it. But anyway, getting into the story. So the story follows a boy named Shinchiro. Don't know what his last name is. I'm just going to call him Shinchiro. And he's looking for a job, a part-time job, while juggling school. So the teacher basically sets him up with this girl. So she says, okay, you have to be the janitor at this house and all this. And he's like, okay. But then he ends up finding out that girl, Sasuka. No, it's Sakuya. Not Sasuka. Yeah, it's Sakuya. This blonde girl, really short, kind of lolly, but she's not lolly. And she fights demons for a living. She seals them away, and so on, so on. She finds demons, or spectres as they're called, and she locks them, she exorcises them, basically. She's an exorcist for a living. And she's a shimazu, and a shimazu is a family in Japan where they're like the most famous exorcist family in Japan, and they have different heads at certain times, and she is the 36th head of the Shimazu family. Now add in a cat girl, add in a cousin / sister of Sakuya, and who's also vying for the 36th head of the family crown, and you have yourself a generic harem, fan service, romantic comedy, action, supernatural anime. It's just generic. So a lot of people despise this show, saying that it is very basic, the plot is not original. But the whole time, I thought to myself, like, this is before I read any reviews on it, this gives me a real High School DxD feel. It really does. Even though they're hardly even comparable, but when I watched it, it just reminded me so much of High School DxD. I think it's because the animation is similar, but High School DxD is much better. The characters are not similar, but I just feel like they were in a kind of way. The story is a little bit is similar in a way, because in High School DxD they're devils and they have to fight fallen angels. In this, they're exorcists fighting specters and demons, and they have to school type feel. Even though the school part is way more emphasized in High School DxD, it's not as emphasized in this. So, that's really all for the story. I'll move on to characters. So, yes. Okay, for characters, there's not much to talk about. I'm just going to talk about Shinjiro. Shinjiro is your average harem rom-com boy. He doesn't annoy me as much as other characters. He's got a power. He's got the eye, and that basically gives him an amount of spiritual power, and he can share it with people by kissing. What else? It's fan service. And that's Shinjiro. He's probably, out of all the harem boys, he is not my least favorite character. He's not my favorite character, but he's high up there. This anime was average in every aspect, but the main character guy, usually in harems they piss you off because they're not cool or they're not good, but he doesn't. He's not a Makoto, if you guys get what I'm referencing, School Days there, which I'm going to be doing a review of next. But yeah, he's not that bad. Sakuya, everyone hated her because of her tsundere personality. I don't mind tsundere girls, but she didn't annoy me as much as everyone else did. I just don't understand. Maybe I'm a little bit more patient than everyone else, but I really like Sakuya as a character. Everyone hated her as a character. I don't know. That's just me. We're all entitled to different opinions. Next, Susuri is your average quiet girl. She's quiet, but when it comes to her love, she's, chasing after Shinjiro. And then we have Tako, I don't know, the girl, Tamako. Yes, Tamako. She makes the show a lot better. If she wasn't in it, as you know, or as you don't know, but cat girls just make unbearable animes even better, and make good animes even better. I love cat girls. They're cute. They're amazing. So Tamako makes the show a lot better, and the way she's she's funny. She's the comedic relief for the show. But then they kind of kill her off, and she doesn't get a big role throughout the rest of the show, which is annoying because you want to see more Tamako. Because if you saw more Tamako, there would be a lot more to go through, and that's really all the main characters. That's all I can say about them. Now on to animation and soundtrack. So art style, animation, and soundtrack. Animation, nothing really to write home about. Everything is just average. Besides the gore is above average. The reason why the gore is above average because I found out who produced the show was the same people who produce Elfen Lied. Now Elfen Lied, I have watched a few episodes of, not all of it so far, and so far it's amazing. But the gore in it was really big for 2004. So you've got that. Obviously, as the reason why the gore is so good. So that's really all you have to talk about in that sense. And sometimes the monsters, the specters, look decent, but really nothing to write home about. Soundtrack is pretty basic. The theme song is decent. Ending theme, not that good. But the main thing, Never Say Never, is decent. It's not too bad. It's forgettable. Like, I thought about getting it on my phone because I did like it, but now looking back on it, I don't really care if I don't have it on my phone or not. It would be cool to just have it, but no, it's decent. So that's really all to write home. I don't remember any music throughout the whole show, so I can't really talk about that. But on to pros and cons. Now, I'm trying to keep this video as short as it can, so I'm not going to really talk much about that. It's just going to be discussion. So, on to pros and cons. So, pros and cons of this anime. Pros, we've got a cat girl. Tsunderes, if you're into tsunderes. a pretty basic storyline. So if you're not into the big storylines, you can go for this. That's really all for pros. Cons, 10 episodes. So you're not going to be, that's about 200 minutes, which is legit 3 hours. You can finish this anime in 3 hours. So you can just watch it all the way through. Other cons, all the episodes never link into each other. Unlike other shows, this anime clearly just goes a new story each episode, and then the last 2 episodes connect in. That's all. They build up to this grand thing, and you want to know more. That's why I kind of want a season 2. But no, they won't make it because obviously they've lost so much money. Legit, I don't think I even earned $1 back from this anime because nobody wants to buy it. And they leave a lot of things unexplained. But the manga only so far what they covered in that 10 episodes was like 3-4 mangas. And there's 6. It's still ongoing. So obviously they don't have enough source material to keep on going on, which is another reason why they're stopping as well. But there's more. There's a lot more to go off, like a lot more history and a lot more backstory that they would have went into in season 2, but they're not going to because there's going to be no season 2. But yeah, I don't really want to talk much more about this anime because I'm kind of destroying it for myself, because at first I really liked it, but then the more I thought about it, the more I didn't like it. That's a complete opposite to Star Wars The Force Awakens, which I've watched. And that's kind of like, it's completely unrelated to anime, but at first I was like, it's not too bad, but then when I thought about it and watched it again, I'm like, okay, this gets better and better. With Isuca, if I watch it again, I'm probably going to hate it. So I don't want to really talk much more about this anime. I just want to enjoy it in my own way and give you guys a review. So I don't really agree with number systems, but if I was to give this anime a number thing, I'd give it anywhere a 7 to a 5. 7 at first because I enjoyed it. More I talk about it, the more it goes down to a 5. So I'm just going to leave it at 5, which is average, or 6 is fine. 5 is average, according to MyAnimeList. But if we were going off what I prefer to go off, which is Jeremy Jahns' system, this is probably, you won't remember in T-1 day. This is one of those animes. Or fun time if you're drunk. I wouldn't buy it at all just because it's too short. I don't buy any anime that is 12 episodes long. That's not worth $55, which is what it's worth, but if you were to buy it for like $22 on eBay, I still don't think it's worth $22. So this anime is most likely enjoyed from watching online, and if you don't like it, I understand why you don't like it, but that is all. So remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll be getting you more reviews very soon. See you guys.